Owen, with Martha and Owen and, the lawsuit and the settlement and all that kind of stuff, like, he was never going to be in WWE Hall of Fame no matter how many fans wanted it or whatever else, and like that was Martha's decision, and that's how she wanted to handle it, and I don't really see a problem with that. But I think that Owen being able to be people to see glimpses of his career that maybe not were familiar with, or people that are younger, since there's a lot of young fans in AEW, get to see like there's some stuff this dude was able to do and was doing, ahead of his time. Like, so I think that's really cool.
Yeah, man. I think this is great, and this is from someone that I was a huge Owen Hart fan. Like the first real match that I've mentioned this. I remember the 19-year anniversary. I did a segment on Owen Hart, and it was a solo show I did, and the first real professional wrestling match that I watched a whole bunch of times was Shawn Michaels versus Owen Hart in February '96. I just had the hot box, and then just it played a million times, so I got to see it all the time, and I thought it was phenomenal. And he was a big part of my youth as a wrestling fan, and obviously the tragedy of his death. And I was someone that watched the Dark Side of the Ring and figured after all those years, eventually Martha would break. We can't forget about Mark Henry showing up to the WWE Hall of Fame, and he was crying, saying, and that felt weird because we all knew that Martha wasn't having that shit, and it was like this pressure, like it was like, did someone put him up to say this? Like there was a lot that was going on there, and I'm happy Mark Henry is probably somewhere going to be involved in this, I would think, in the future. But I think watching the Dark Side of the Ring gave me a whole new perspective on Martha Hart and the narrative that was surrounding her. Mm-hmm. It was like she hated wrestling and she hated the fans and all this other stuff, and that she would basically, she was this mad woman who essentially was keeping this man's legacy in death when she couldn't have him in life and all this other stuff. But she was someone that loved and supported Owen Hart, loved wrestling, but hated WWE, hated Vince McMahon, hated their negligence that led to the death of her husband, the love of her life. And as far as I know, I don't know if she's remarried or anything, but that's not really important either. But what's come out of it is the Owen Hart Foundation. And seeing her in that press release be so glowingly happy about this new custodian of history that, these people that, and it goes with the CM Punk thing, these people that you thought were done with wrestling, they're just showing up in AEW. And this is just showing that AEW is really where the culture of wrestling is. And I think, I saw a lot of disgusting stuff, quite frankly, on Twitter today, and I was quite frankly I see it all on the timeline, and I expect the worst, and I saw the worst, quite frankly, and I think people need to readjust their lives, find out what's really bothering them, and get fucked, stay fucked. If they're upset with this, Owen Hart, I don't care who honors him. But the fact that AEW is going to get to do it, they have the vote of confidence from the family. For me, that's the most important thing. You can always watch an Owen Hart match on the WWE Network if it bothers you that bad. I didn't expect, some of the stuff I saw on Twitter, the company that was responsible for his death should be the only one allowed to celebrate him. I didn't expect that today, but I saw a lot of garbage, and I think, people just need to, like I said, reevaluate, find out what's wrong on the inside, because I think the legacy and the celebration of Owen Hart is a lot bigger than the wrestling war, but it's also an illustration of the philosophies, as James, talked about, and also like just like it's going to make people confront what WWE's actual role is in this, and they don't like it. And Martha Hart talked about the fucking thing that was on, his harness. It was like a clip, like a sailing clip. And I had never seen or heard that version of it. She showed the damn clip. And I'm like, how is that supposed to hold a 220-pound man? It was absolutely negligence. It was a murder scene, a crime scene. The show should have been stopped. For me, it's one of the darkest moments in the history of professional wrestling. I'm shocked that so much of the Hart family has continued to, associate with WWE. But that I know that's the game. Like that was the only game in town. Like, and there was a lot of pride swallowing, I imagine, going on with that. And you guys all know about the Hart family stories. Like some of the families fractured, broken up behind this. I believe Brett and Martha had problems over the years a lot because Brett was just insisting that she let them celebrate him. But now there's another option. And she seems happy to celebrate his New Japan run. She seems happy to celebrate his international career and Stampede and everything else. And I think it's a great thing. And that people are going to be able to seek these other things of Owen that they may not have seen. There's a great Owen Hart Jushin Thunder Liger match that's on, I believe it's on New Japan World. You guys should check it out. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about a little bit about the trash and not really name too much about it. But that kind of hung around the announcement today, and it was sad to see, quite frankly.
Yeah. Me, like I don't like when AEW throws shots at WWE because like I kind of want to get to like the sooner we get past like this stupid shit where fans are tribbing up about their professional wrestling promotion, like the better. I just want to watch I just want to watch like compelling characters like try to beat each other the fuck up. Like I don't really care about all this other stuff around it. Like if you want, if Christian wants to throw shots and make the developmental joke line or whatever else, like it's not the worst thing in the world. But like for me, I'm just over it. So like I'll just roll my eyes and just move on with the rest of the show. But for me, like to see some of the people like say stuff about like
they need to sue AEW.
Yeah, it's like they need to sue AEW. Martha is like messing up his legacy. Like she doesn't really care about Owen because she got paid like $6 million, and that's when I saw a tweet or one of y'all sent me in the thing, and that's when I was like, all right, enough. Like I literally added that person, found him, clicked on it, quote tweeted, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" and tweeted. Like I was disgusted by that one. Like I just but anyway, like happy to have Owen like represented in a certain in some kind of way, and like people be able to see him that like probably never saw him before or saw certain and see him in different lights than he ever was. Like that was talented as hell. So I don't really have much more to say than that, but other than say, like, I'm interested to see what they do with it. Interested to see what the merch looks like and all that kind of stuff. Like, in fact, wait, I think, wasn't it one Christmas? Did I buy you that Owen Hart WWE DVD?
Yep.
One Christmas? Yeah. Like, I mean, like, when you were talking about, it made me think of it when you were talking about, how much a fan you were of his. I remember that. That's why I bought you that. But yeah, like, real, just happy. Like, Big E and Owen. This is a pretty good week, man. It really was.
Yeah, I want the 1994 through 1996 slick back hair Owen in the video game. I don't want the crew cut one. Like I want the 1994 through 1996 with the big knee pads with the other knee pad underneath and the shiny black patent leather boots and the slick back and the slammies and the cast, however you want to do that. King of the Ring 94. I need the pink singlet as an option in the video game. So I saw a lot of people talking about, Owen Hart never worked for AEW and all this other stuff. Well, perhaps today he could have been if it weren't for WWE's negligence.